cute little project we got going. Doing a little cage on it. It's all about keeping your kids safe, I guess. So we're gonna throw it together and see how it goes. I'm also gonna go over kind of how I bend tube and how I notch tube, and just kind of show you guys how I do that. There's multiple ways of doing everything, but I'll just show you my little tips and tricks that I've learned over the years, and hopefully learn something. Alright, so we already have one main tube built and it's bent up. So what I'm double checking here is just this length to the start of bend, which is 18.5. We have it marked. That's the start of bend. So pretty simple, just mark your start of bend and then take it on over to the bender. One thing you have to focus on while you're doing stuff is which way it's pulling the tube. Right here. And I know that I want the bend to go this way, so I have it in the right way. Bender's kind of old and rickety, so I got a special mark for where the start of bend is. And I know that the other bend is right around 65 degrees, so I need to go all the way to here, which is going to be a few holes, I think. And then just the rest of the way is 65. There we go. So if I bent it correctly, it should match up pretty damn good. Yee tater. On our plasma table, we drew and cut that little plate out, so that's what we're going to land on. I already cut this tube to be like this, a little miter. And so this will just be sitting just like that. So I'll get it clamped in and show you kind of what it's going to look like. So that's the rough idea of the main part of the cage for us. So next step is we're going to just miter these two together and we'll just go from there. So there's that mitered and put together. I can show you how I did it on the other side. I didn't show us marking it because it took too many hands, but we have our miter marked, and I mean this is pretty straightforward. Just have to clock it the right way. Make sure you're going to be in the right spot. We are. And if you can, get one of these Evolution saws. They're like the best ever. Never again will I use a chop saw. Here's the first coat. It's kind of a funky notch, but over the years I've kind of learned how they work, and it's kind of a funny looking notch, but that's basically how it sits. I just showed you that tube in place. One thing that we do beforehand is we make sure we weld up this before we cover it, just to make sure it's even stronger. I always stop and break that off because I've had it catch and it hurts really bad. Notch that first, so that can just kind of sit in there right where it's going to be, and then I just literally kind of eyeball it and mark the inside edge so that I know where the inside of that cope is. So there's my line, and then I just line it straight up. I also, if you noticed, it was about this long. I cut it down just so it's about just half of the hole saw. It's just a little bit easier, and that's just the way I've always done it. So I think you can honestly cut straight through. It might catch, and I don't like hurting my wrist, so I don't do that. And cut everything correctly. It'll just slide right into place. Like I said, there's 100 different ways you could do that. You can measure the insides and then just kind of mark that inside of the mouth of the cope or do it like that. I just do it this way because I feel like it's just less measuring, and I can just throw it in there, mark it, do it, call it good. Don't have to like worry about writing the right numbers down and stuff like that. So that's how I do it. The next two we're gonna do is from here to the center and one from the center to there, and then we'll also do a V from here up to here and then there to there. I kind of already have a tube cut out ready to go. We're gonna have to do a slight bend for this to line up correctly. So I cut it a little bit long to have extra. It's all in, ready to go, so here we go. And then, so that will land into that coat pretty well, hopefully. After we bent that, I kind of cut it down and roughly marked what my coats want to look like. And since it's in a bend, I had to raise this up just a tiny bit to hopefully work pretty well. And that's what that looks like. Something that is a little bit tougher that some people just don't even worry about doing. They'll just pretty much cope a tube to land like right here or something because it's easy. Just have it land right there. But with having a tube right here, it kind of makes a fracture point and it's not as strong. So we always land in a junction, and that's the strongest way you can do it. Alright, well, that wraps up this video. There'll be another one coming out soon with it all welded up and us building the doors. If you want to watch more, we have some more videos. We're going to be cranking out a lot more YouTube stuff. So if you'd like, go ahead, subscribe. It would really help us out. And see you next time.